You are now tuned into Let's Talk Podcast, where we talk less but do more. Today's episode 84, and today's episode is titled 3 Ways to Overcome Daddy Issues. So, we all know the stereotype. If you grew up without a father or you didn't have a father figure in your love life is going to mirror that. But we're going to change that. Because, like everything else in the world, if you don't like it, you can change it. That simple. Me personally, I'm not going to go too much into detail, but I grew up. So all my dating just wasn't healthy. It's not until recently, very, very, very recently, I really sat and went through, my different phases of life, and I understood that I can't blame everything on past traumas. As I go through my healing journey, I'm taking more accountability for everything. Every single thing I've went through. I'm not gonna say every single thing was my fault, but at the same time, I've been ready to change the narrative. I'm not gonna say, oh, I can't find a man and I can't be happy with a man, and my attitude is like this because I grew up without a daddy. That is not my answer. Um, do I think women that were raised or grew up without a healthy father figure, do I feel like those type of women need a little extra love, just a little bit? Yes. Do I feel like those women will never be happy or genuinely comfortable enough to be vulnerable enough in a relationship? No. I believe that once we really accept the fact that, okay, that was our past, we did not have a healthy father figure, so we didn't learn certain things about genuine unconditional love from a man that we should have learned from our fathers. Just because we didn't learn those things when society deemed that we should have, that does not mean our whole life we're going to be single and bitter, or men are going to run over us, or we're going to be people pleasers, or we're going to take care of men, or we're going to be whores that just can't keep a man and we just want to keep bumping and bumping and bumping and bumping. No, that is not that's not our story. Um, as a grown adult woman, as any person, any human being walking this earth, anything you don't like, you can change. And the number one thing I want us as women to do, especially, is to stop letting the past, determine our future. If that makes sense. I don't know if I'm wording that right. I feel like a lot of times we feel like certain things we've done in the past is just who we are. Like, well, it's just who I am. That's just how I am. No, it's not. No, it's not. You grew up without a father. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. That's in the past. Moving forward, what are we going to do to make sure that we have a family of love and all things that we want, all things love, all things wholesome? We can still have that. We can. We don't have to settle for this because we feel like we didn't get the proper love we needed when we were younger. We have to settle for something smaller than what we see fit. Because, like I said, whatever you don't like, you can change it. You can wake up tomorrow and decide to be a whole new woman. Who's going to stop you besides yourself? Nobody. So, that's enough of me yapping. 3 ways to overcome daddy issues. Step 1, reframe the narrative. Instead of seeing yourself as being limited to certain type of men or limited to certain type of experiences, or you shouldn't want this because you didn't grow up with this, no, reframe that. Okay, I didn't grow with my father, so I know there are some things I may need a little more time processing. There are some times where I may overreact, but I'm self-aware. And I know my problem areas. I know where I have these insecurities. I know where I have these problems. So I'm going to take a little more time healing in those areas so I don't project that onto my mate. Okay, let's reframe it. We know we might need a little extra love, we might need a little extra, we might need a little extra time to process certain things, but at the same time we know that. So we're not just spazzing out, we're not flipping out, we're not just reacting off of emotion, because we're learning how to manage and we're learning how to go through the motions and understand what we need to work on. Period. It's that simple. But it is easier said than done. Step 2, the inner work. I'm talking to myself right now as well. I don't know why we hate doing the inner work. Why do we hate doing the inner work? You can go through 50 men. You can go through 50 women. You can go through 50 different identities. At the end of the day, if you don't do the inner work, it's never going to work. There's no shortcut to life. You can't pay to jump the line. You have to work on yourself. And what happens when you're pouring water into a cup? The cup overflows, That's how life works. When you work from the inside, I'm not doing it for the internet. I'm not doing it for him. I'm not doing it for this person. I'm not doing it for my family. I'm doing it for me. So once I'm working from the inside, it's going to overflow. It's going to just naturally come out. Like, I've been looking so good lately, and I'm like, it's because I'm working from the inside. So it's just like blossoming out. Like, I wake up in the morning like, girl, like, can you get more fine? And I wake up the next day more fine, and I just don't know what to do. Okay? Step 3. I feel like this is the most important step in all 3 steps. Set your own love standards. Set your own standards, period. I don't care what your auntie accepted. I don't care what your mama accepted. I don't care what your grandma accepted. Set your own standards. This is what I want. This is what I don't want. You don't have to be nasty. You don't have to be rude. We probably dated a year ago, 6 months ago, 3 years ago, it seemed fit then, but the woman I am now, it's just not what I want. And this is just not for me. I'm in a whole different space right now. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm just in a whole different space right now. This is just not for me. This crowd is just not for me. I don't want to go out there anymore. It's just not for me. I don't want to date a man and come in the house at 8 o'clock in the morning. It's just not for me. You don't have to apologize. You don't have to say sorry for anything. You have to set your own standards. And when you set those standards, you have to stay firm on those standards. Nobody is going to take you serious if you telling me Monday through Thursday, I'm done. You don't want to take me on no date? I don't talk to men and don't take me on dates. You don't want to take me on no date, I'm not talking to you. This is Monday through Thursday. Friday, you got a little Henny in you. What you doing? You wanna come over? Yeah, I wanna come over. I ain't gotta take it on that. Stop doing stuff out of being bored. Stop blaming it on the liquor too. But that's a conversation for another day. Okay? So yeah, I just really want us women to know that our past don't define us. None of our previous decisions define us. Especially like when they say, oh, I know what type of person you is. I look at your baby daddy. Please don't do that. Don't do that. I'm joking. I'm not. But yeah, I just want us to know that we can wake up every morning for a whole week and this is what I'm going to do today. This is what I'm going to be today. The only person stopping us from being our best self and our highest self is ourself. For example, me, I woke up today, I went to the gym today. I could have did it Tuesday and Monday, Saturday and Sunday, but I didn't because I chose sleep. And that is me being completely lazy. So the only person stopping you is you. And that is what I'm going to close with. I'm also going to say this is very important. Do not take advice from anyone whose life you wouldn't switch right now. Don't take advice from nobody who you wouldn't switch lives with. Please. Everybody is going through their own shit. Nobody is perfect. Fix yourself and fix your own problems and stop looking out for help. Thank you.